Welcome to the Community Difference Frisco, powered by the Difference Media LLC, and hosted by Brian Poduska with Real Property Management Focus, and also sponsored by Paul Fisher with Certainty Home Lending, Bethany Rowan with the B. Rowan Realty Group, Jacqueline Kreider with PBJ Mortgage, Tracy Churchman with Best Buddies, Debbie Watson with Team Watson Redeemers,
Ethan Donovan with the Donovan Creative Agency, Meena Singh, college counselor and prep coach, and by Lauren Gill with My Live, Love, Travel.
The Community Difference Frisco was created to serve as a platform for local leaders and business professionals to showcase their expertise, values, and commitment to their community. Overall, the podcast aims to create a stronger sense of community in North Texas by highlighting the often overlooked or unnoticed good work being done by local leaders, businesses, and professionals. So sit back and relax as our host, co-host, and their guests share inspirational stories, experiences, thoughts, and insights about being a professional, along with the opportunities for our businesses to serve our communities in very special ways. Because the Community Difference Frisco starts now.
Good afternoon, Frisco, and welcome to the Community Difference Frisco. We are a podcast firmly rooted at the intersection of business development and community involvement. I'm your host, Brian Poduska. I'm the owner of Real Property Management Focus, where we focus on your real estate investments right here in Frisco and all over the DFW area. Also a resident of Frisco, a proud resident of Frisco, I should say, and the host of this show for the last year, and excited about it. So if you haven't seen the show before, we are already on episode number 47. Hard to believe. We're a weekly podcast, and basically what we do is put the spotlight on individuals who fall into one of 5 different categories. And that is business owners, entrepreneurs, community leaders, Frisco ISD leadership, nonprofit leadership, and of course, sports leadership, since we are Sports City USA after all here in Frisco. We also have rotating co-hosts. Today we have 3, so super excited to bring them on here shortly. And they also bring on a guest. So we have 2 guests. We have a guest appearance also by the Frisco PD, so happy to have that as a highlight today. And we also have a rotating business topic of the month. We are on week 3 here in November, and our business topic is behavioral branding, building brands through actions and culture. So we will dive into that topic with our guests and hear some of their insights on that topic a little bit later in the show. So with all that being said, Landon, do me a favor. Let's bring on Dr. Meena first and say hello to our first co-host today. Hi, Meena. How are you today?
Good. How are you? It's
awesome.
A beautiful day today, right?
Absolutely. It is beautiful. I love this time of year. Finally have the heat gone, a little bit of chill in the air.
Yes.
I'm originally from Chicago, so it reminds me of home a little bit, but just thankful to be out of the heat period of the year. Good to see you today. Thanks for being on the show. I guess this is one of your, I don't know if it's your first official time being a co-host. You've been a guest. You've been kind of riding shotgun. So you are one of our first timers here on the Frisco show today. So welcome. Please remind the audience who you are and what you do real quick.
So I am Meena Singh. I'm a college prep coach, and I help kids showcase their profiles on college admissions and help them get into their dream college. I'm also a realtor, and I am an author of a book.
Yeah, just a few of the many talents that you have. Awesome. Well, thanks for doing that. And do me a favor and introduce your guest, Mr. Brad.
So today I'm very excited to have him, an old friend, Brad C. Sharp is his full name. He's a passionate community advocate and a resident of Frisco for past 18 years. He's deeply invested in fostering connections and joy within the Frisco community. Over past decade, he has actively engaged in various initiatives, including serving as a chair of the Frisco Downtown Advisory Board and participating in Leadership Frisco. His personal transformation journey ignited a desire to help others overcome limiting beliefs, allowing them to thrive both individually and within organizations. Through his efforts, Brad aims to enhance community relationships and strategic partnerships, making Frisco a vibrant place of all its residents. And last year, he was featured in Frisco Style magazine, something Brad didn't tell me, and I sneaked it up from the internet. And since 2014, he's been serving on various boards like Heritage Association of Frisco, Frisco Association of Arts. He's involved in many other cities' nonprofit initiatives like Garage Arts Project, and he's a founding organizer of 1 Million Cups. And he also mentors for Young Entrepreneurs Academy that is sponsored by Frisco Chamber of Commerce. So I would welcome Brad. I think that's pretty illustrative of what he does.
Yeah, that is quite the list, Brad. Welcome to the show. You are on mute right now, just as a heads up. Welcome to the show, my friend. Yes, I've had a few run-ins in a good way with Brad. He joined our Leadership Frisco meeting probably about a month or so ago to consult on the downtown projects that we were mulling over trying to launch. So, Brad, great to see you again. Welcome to the show. One question for you. As an advocate in Frisco and a huge Frisco resident and fan, what's your favorite part about being in Frisco?
Well, first, thank you for having me on the show, and thank you, Meena, for inviting me. I'm really thrilled to be here. My favorite thing about being involved in Frisco really is getting to meet all the people from the various backgrounds and see how we all work together to make Frisco a better place to live. So I think it's the community, and I'm really happy with you guys doing the community difference to highlight things like this. And I think I have to give a big shout out to the Frisco Police Department for help setting that tone in Frisco with their tremendous and wonderful community policing that they do. They're involved in everything. They're a part of all that we do. And without them, I don't know that we would be the community that we are. But for me, it's just meeting the people and being a part of setting Frisco's future.
Amen, brother. Good answer. I love that. So once again, thanks for being on the show, and we'll look forward to diving a little bit deeper later in the show with you. All right, with that, London, let's bring on who we got? Lauren next. Let's say hello to Lauren.
Hello.
Hi, Lauren.
Happy to be here.
Yes, officially welcome to where you belong, right here on the Frisco Show. For those who don't know, Lauren was a co-host on the Community Difference Plano Show, which she loved, of course, and we love the Community Difference Plano Show. They were happy to borrow you for a while, but you're right where you belong, right here in Frisco, where you live. So
yes,
officially welcome to the co-hosting duties on the Frisco Show. Since this is your first time officially co-hosting, tell the audience what you do and who you are.
Yeah, so I am a longtime Frisco resident, been here 18 years, actually this month. So I'm an experienced travel advisor. I specialize in curating unforgettable group travel experiences, luxury getaways, and bespoke itineraries to Europe and the Caribbean. So whether you're seeking an exclusive escape or a memorable group adventure, something as simple as an all-inclusive or a custom itinerary, I'm dedicated to delivering a seamless, stress-free travel experience that's tailored to your unique preferences.
Awesome. Well, once again, welcome, and do me a favor and introduce your guests as well.
Yeah, I'm super excited to introduce y'all to Dillon Chilcoat. I've known him for a couple of years now, and a little bit of background on him. He's got his bachelor's of business administration and international business from Oklahoma Baptist University. He studied and interned in the US, India, France, and China. So he's got some really vast and interesting experience internationally. He's helped to grow and develop 3 international subsidiaries, and he's here today representing his family's business, which is Monte Cristo Ironworks, LLC, which was started in 2006. So they design, distribute, retail, and install iron doors systems through a partnership with a Mexican family-owned ironworks manufacturer that has over 25 years of experience in the industry. He's worn many hats in all 3 of the subsidiaries that I mentioned, and all 3 companies delivered double-digit sales growth for several consecutive years, providing Dillon with valuable international business development and operational improvement experience. So Dillon, welcome. We're excited to have you here today.
Thanks for having me. Thanks for that introduction.
Yeah, that's a unique business, Dillon. Welcome to the show. Great to have you on today. I'm going to ask you a question. What are you most excited to get out of the show today?
I'm just excited to be here and be a part of the discussion and meet everybody that's here and hear their ideas and just come away with more based on what everybody has to say.
Awesome. Love it. Well, we will definitely get a little bit more into that a little bit later in the show. One more item of business before we go to our first commercial break. Lennon, bring in our third co-host, Miss Debbie Watson. Hi, Debbie. Good to see you again. Welcome to the show.
Excited to be here.
Yeah, please remind the audience who you are and what you do.
Yeah, so I am Debbie Watson with Team Watson Redeemers, where I'm passionate about fostering financial literacy through education and comprehensive solutions. My goal is to empower individuals to take control of their finances, redeem their lives, and achieve true financial freedom. That's me.
Awesome. Well, once again, great to see you on the show again. What we're going to do now is cut to commercial break, our first one. And on the backside, we're going to talk about what's going on in Frisco. So stick around. We'll be right back.
And now a word from a few of our amazing sponsors that make the Difference Radio, live stream, and podcast network possible.
Total Care Emergency Room now has 9 locations in the DFW Metroplex. With no appointment needed, our incredible staff will get you checked in with no wait times. Our 5-star facility is open and fully staffed 24/7. We offer extensive treatment options for patients of all ages, providing on-site labs and imaging equipment, including CT, X-ray, and ultrasound, allowing us to provide fast, convenient care for our community. Total Care ER is your neighborhood emergency room. TotalCare.us.
Unwanted pests in your home can be stressful. From creepy crawlies to critters under the floorboards, they disrupt your peace of mind. But don't worry. All Pest Solutions is here to help. We offer a comprehensive range of safe and effective pest control solutions. We target all types of pests, big or small, including insects, rodents, and wildlife. All Pest Solutions, your local experts for a pest-free home. Breathe easy and enjoy your life again. Call today for a free quote. 972-442-1169 or email us at customerservice@allpestsolutions.com.
To belong is one of our most basic human needs. Best Buddies International is the world's largest organization dedicated to ending the social isolation of 200 million individuals who have intellectual and developmental disabilities. We focus on meaningful one-to-one friendships, integrated employment, leadership development, and inclusive living. You have the power to make an impact, create change, and champion our mission of inclusion today.
We are Cloud Staff, enabling remarkable growth for businesses everywhere with our pioneering enterprise-grade remote work solutions. We are on a mission to help business owners scale while reducing costs by matching you with an amazing staff, mobilizing your team, and helping manage business performance, making us the #1 workplace as remote work gets done. Connect with us to access the world's top talent and discover how we can enable remarkable growth for your business.
And now,
the Community Difference Frisco is made possible by Brian Poduska with Real Property Management Focus, Paul Fisher with Certainty Home Lending, Bethany Ralwin with the Beer Ralwin Realty Group, Tracy Churchman with Best Buddies, Jacqueline Kreider with PVJ Mortgage, Debbie Watson with Team Watson Redeemers, Ethan Donovan with the Donovan Creative Agency, Meena Singh, college counselor and prep coach, and by Lauren Gill with My Live, Love, Travel. The Community Difference Frisco. Together, we can make the difference. And now, back to the show.
Are you ready?
Because it's time for
What's Up Frisco?
All right, welcome back. As you can see by that sounder, this is our What's Up Frisco segment. We're going to go around the horn and let our guests and our co-hosts share what's going on in Frisco. We're going to start with you, Lauren. Super excited today. You already bringing value to the show. A live appearance from the best police force in the United States of America. Always keeps Frisco at or near the top of pretty much any list of safest places to live is right here in Frisco. So, Lauren, I'm going to hand it over to you. You can take it away.
Awesome. So I'm excited to introduce Officer Joshua Lavelle from the Frisco Police Department. He's with the Special Events Community Service Department. And so Josh, please take a moment and let us know a little bit more about you.
Thank you for inviting me, and I'll take the promotion to doctor. Yeah, so I work in our community services unit, which includes special events. I'm also one of our public information officers. So I've been with Frisco PD for 11 years. I was a Dallas police officer before that, and I've been in our services unit for the last 3 years.
Awesome. So what does that division actually entail, as a Frisco resident?
So the way we like to describe it in the office is we're kind of like the department's junk drawer. We all have that drawer in the kitchen where, like, I don't know what the drawer to put it in, so it's just going to go in that one little drawer that's usually over by the stove. We're kind of that catch-all unit department. If you don't know where it belongs, it's probably coming to us. A lot of what we do is community education and community outreach. That's kind of our primary mission, but we do a lot of other things as well. My big thing is crime prevention. That's something I'm passionate about, so I do a lot of that. But it's by no means the only thing we do in the unit.
That's awesome. And actually, with the holidays upon us, like, what should Frisco residents be aware of when you think of things like crime prevention?
Yeah, the biggest thing for us in the holidays is package thefts. Everybody ordering off of online realtors. It's just making sure that you're picking up your packages, not letting them pile up on your porches. If you're not going to be home, have them. A lot of places offer, I know like Amazon has the lockers, and a lot of places will offer to do that, where they'll store them for you and you can go pick them up from a different location. So really, it's just keeping track of what you've ordered, making sure that it arrives to you on time and that you're pulling it inside as quickly as you possibly can. And really, for us also, it's if you see something, call us. I appreciate all the great things y'all have said about us, but I mean, we can't function the way we do without community support. And y'all are our eyes and ears for the department. We've got a limited number of officers, and we couldn't do the job we do without the community's support and backing.
Love that. Love that. What are some ways that Frisco citizens can get involved over the next couple of months? Are there any special events that you'd like to share?
Sure. So we do Citizens Police Academy twice a year. So we just finished the last one. We'll have another one probably in March or so. Usually do a spring and a fall for that. And that's kind of like a behind the scenes look at what goes on in the police department. Most people, when they think about the PD, it's the uniformed patrol officers, because they're the ones they see every day. But there's a lot of other things that happen here at the police station that make the entire department run. And they don't really get to get the spotlight nearly as much as the patrol officers do. And so it kind of gives everybody a opportunity to take a look in at what goes on like actually behind the scenes here. The other thing we've got coming up is Merry Main Street. It's a city event. If you've never been to it, it's a great event. We'll be out there. You can see me driving around in the police car at the beginning of the parade with the Grinch in the back. And we have a table there with some things to give away for kids and anybody else who wants them, and come by and say hi. It's the 7th of December, and it runs from 3 to 7:30 p.m. So please, by all means, swing by if you're out there.
Awesome.
That's awesome. Are you going to be dressed up as the Grinch, officer?
No Grinch for me. I'll have the Grinch on the back of the car.
Fair enough. Well, once again, thanks for joining us. You're welcome to stick around the entire show if you'd like. If you want to go, do your policely duties, we certainly appreciate that too. But we really appreciate you being on the show. Look forward to having you back on the show to keep all of us in the community apprised of what you guys have going on. I will say your guys' communication is just second to none when it comes to informing the citizens and also getting the information from the citizens. And I've been really impressed with just how quickly. That's always relative here in Frisco, but you guys are always all over it. So we appreciate the things that you do and the things that the Frisco police do for the city. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, for sure. All right, with that, let's hand it over to Meena. You're up next. What's up, Frisco?
Yeah, so we have holiday kickoff happening. It's a small business Saturday happening on November 30th. It's at the Frisco Fresh Market. They have face painting to music, food, and photo booth with a live reindeer on December 1st, though. But I think that'll be a great event for the community to come out and meet everybody and support the small business community. So I think that would be a great event to go to.
Awesome. Well, thanks for sharing that. That will be fun. Appreciate that. Let's go to you, Brad. I know you've got something that you want to mention.
Well, I've been fortunate enough to serve on the board of the Heritage Association of Frisco for a number of years, and we have our Heritage Holiday event coming up on December 10th at 6:30. It'll be at the Depot that's at the Heritage Center, not the Depot Cafe that's downtown, but at the Heritage Center. We'll have Randy McSpadden will be our guest speaker, and he's going to talk about the story of the Star in Frisco. And just a real quick, this is kind of in January, but I want to get this out there. People get on your calendar. Garage Arts Project, another organization I'm involved in. We'll have a concert at City Hall in the Frisco Council Chambers on the 24th. And just put that on your calendar and you'll get more information to come.
Awesome. Thank you, sir. Appreciate those. Debbie, let's go to you next.
Yes. So one thing, as I always try to find what's going on when it comes to the kaleidoscope. Sorry about that. Kaleidoscope. So they are having their inaugural lighting of their tree tomorrow from 7 to 9. So be sure and go out there. They'll have food trucks. They're going to have Santa Claus in a sleigh, a snow machine, letters to Santa activities. So, and then the Plano Sympathy. I can't even talk.
The Plano Symphony, right?
Thank you. We'll be out there and instructional. They'll actually be having a petting zoo along with the music. So should be a great time to go out there. And then we have a couple of other events that are coming up. The New Life Church will be having a event that they're giving away free turkeys. So to make sure that you can get into that, you need to go to the parking lot because there's a lot going on that day. So there'll be several things going on. You drive through the parking lot. It's from, I believe, the flyer's not up there, so I'm not sure. I think it starts at 9, and they'll direct you. So you're going to get a free turkey and food basket. Those are on a limited first time first serve. So if you are local in the community of Frisco, and maybe this year has just been a little hard for you, they are out there, and they're also going to be having free clothing to the community during the Thanksgiving food basket giveaway. So, and then just remember, we have the Christmas starting tomorrow, running through January the 6th down at Frisco Square, where there'll be ice skating and all sorts of things and a lot of activities going on. So that starts tomorrow and runs through January 6th. So that's all I have.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Debbie. Yeah, that Frisco and Christmas on the Square is great. You can sync your radio to the light show down there.
Yeah.
Hop on the ice. It's real ice. I don't know if sometimes it's hard to maintain in the warmer weather. And that first event that you mentioned is at Kaleidoscope Park, correct?
Yes, Kaleidoscope Park. Yeah.
That opened about a month ago, and great park right across Warren Parkway from the Star. So definitely check that out.
Amazing. Very family oriented. Yeah, check it out.
Yep. Awesome. Well, thank you for sharing that. Let's see. Have I left anybody out? Yes, Dillon, I believe you had something that you wanted to mention, just kind of a reminder more on a general level.
Yeah, I was just going to mention that November is National Adoption Month, and this Saturday is actually National Adoption Day. So there'll be some families that I'm going to take part in who are finalizing their adoption here in North Texas. And I was just going to, put it out there that, it isn't, something that's going on. And if you can support or, help any of those families that you know about in your community, it'd be a great time to reach out to them and just be a help to them.
Awesome. Well, that's a great reminder and a great awareness thing. So thank you for sharing that, Dillon. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
All right, Lyndon. I know you're kind of producing remotely here today, so go ahead and throw up whatever you have for me on the screen. I'll talk to it. I'll either swipe right or swipe left on it. So this is Jax, one of our other co-hosts here, and she also co-hosts on the Plano Show. She has a book launch coming up, so this is a big deal right here. Her book is launching on Black Friday. It's called Mortgage 101. It is the secret sauce to home buying. It's the ultimate guide to navigating the often overwhelming world of homeownership with clarity and confidence. Written to simplify the complex mortgage process, this book breaks down every step of the journey from understanding your finances to choosing the right loan, all in an approachable and relatable way. It's packed with practical tips, insider knowledge, real-life stories, and actionable advice. Mortgage 101 empowers readers to make informed decisions and turn the dream of home ownership into reality on their terms. Look forward to reading that. I'm in the real estate industry, and Real Estate 101, Mortgage 101, that's step one to buying and owning a home. So I look forward to diving into that. Black Friday is when that launches. Big congratulations to Jax Kreider with PBJ Mortgage, co-host here on Frisco as well as Plano, Community Difference. So congratulations, Jax. All right, this is the Best Buddies event. It is November 20th, which is tonight. No, that was last night, actually. So we'll skip that one, Lyndon. All right, we got the Knack Theater. So Knack Theater is downtown Frisco. Nice, cozy, small venue. Seats about 250 people, depending on what the event is. This is the list of events that are going on for the balance of this month and early December. We've already had comedian Tom Cotter last weekend. So December 1st is Sing It Like Swift, a little Swifty karaoke competition. That's going to be fun. And then on December 3rd, it's a Lizzie Cooperman comedy show. So look that up on Facebook, on knacktheater.com to get your tickets. What else we got? The Mix. All right, I won't go deep into this one because we've talked about it earlier on the show, but this is essentially the recently approved project that will be replacing the Wade Park project, formerly known as officially Wade Park, informally known as the Hole by the Toll, or Frisco's largest swimming pool. So exciting things there. This will be probably the last time we mention it, but if you have any questions about that, certainly look it up online. There's a lot of great activity around that, and there's 6 different phases. So don't get too upset about the fact that it will be completed in 2033. Phase 1 will be taking care of the toll, or the pool, the swimming pool, the Hole by the Toll. That is in phase 1. So lots of good stuff coming with the Mix. All right, we've got the North Texas Parents Happy Hour. This is Thursday, December 5th, 4:30 to 6:30. This is in support of Best Buddies again. It's at La Hacienda Ranch right there in Frisco on Preston Road. And I'll briefly touch on this. We've talked about it before, but this is the incubator program with Frisco ISD. This is essentially Shark Tank for high school students. Miss Ashley Sign right there. Her information is on the screen. They need volunteers. So they're looking for business owners, entrepreneurs, or any business-minded people, adults who have the time to volunteer to either be a coach, a mentor, or even sit on the board of directors for Shark Tank-like presentations from these students who put together a service or a product to launch as an entrepreneurial venture. Super unique to Frisco ISD. I'm really excited about helping out the program and hopefully expanding it to all of the Frisco high schools. It's currently in 5 of them. So they need volunteers. If you're able to do that, reach out to Ashley. That may be it, huh, Lyndon? I'm not sure if we have your audio. All right. Silence will mean no.
That's it.
So,
That's it.
Okay, cool. So if you haven't seen the show, we are a live show. We try to produce as best as possible, and we're even producing when Lyndon is on the road. So that's what he's doing today. Excuse any of our dead air, but that's because we are producing on the fly here, literally. So with that, guys, that should wrap up our What's Up Frisco segment. Thank you all for sharing those events coming on around Frisco. we're actually behind on time a little bit because we had so much to share. Again, special thanks to you, Officer Lavelle, for jumping on today. We really appreciate it. And again, you're welcome to stick around if you're able to. We'd love to see you if you are. If not, thanks again for being on. With that, we're going to hop to commercial. On the backside of that, we're going to jump into the business topic of the month, which again, it's behavioral branding, building brands through actions and culture. That's coming up next. We'll see you soon.
And now a word from a few of our amazing sponsors that make the Difference Radio, live stream, and podcast network possible. At Fireboss Realty, we believe life is about relationships, and everything else is just details. Whether you're buying or selling, Scott and Amy Johnson are here to understand your family's unique needs and deliver expert guidance on the North Texas real estate market. With a reputation for integrity and personalized service, Fireboss Realty makes your home journey stress-free and successful. Ready to make your move? Visit firebossrealty.com and let's ignite your real estate dreams.
Everyone deserves access to affordable health insurance, but with traditional insurance, costs can be high and getting coverage can be complicated. JP Direct Health is a simpler, more affordable way to get the health coverage you need. With plans for individuals, families, and small businesses, you can save money on monthly premiums without the need for physicals. At jpdirecthealth.com, we specialize in customizing coverage to fit almost every budget with affordable PPO plans and many other benefits. With over 100 5-star Google reviews, JP Direct Health is a trusted resource making health insurance affordable and accessible for everyone year-round. Affordable health insurance solutions are a proactive protection, not a reactive solution. Visit jpdirecthealth.com today and see how much you can save.
I'm always here to help. Thank you.
Are you or someone you know pregnant or planning to conceive? Caitlin Smith is both a certified childbirth doula and instructor offering childbirth classes to couples wanting an unmedicated, physiological birth outside of the hospital setting. Caitlin has served the local community since 2021 and specializes in working closely with midwives, all while best supporting a mother's physical body, her partner, and the birth environment. You can contact Caitlin through Instagram at thismamadoula or email her at caitlinsmithdoula@gmail.com to learn more about childbirth classes or her doula services.
Are you looking to buy a home? The process can be daunting, but it doesn't have to be. With the help of a qualified loan officer like Paul Fisher, you can get the financing you need and get into your dream home. Paul Fisher, a direct local lender with Certainty Home Lending, has many years of experience helping people buy homes. He's knowledgeable, experienced, and he'll work with you to find the best loan for your needs. Contact Paul Fisher today to get started on your home buying journey. He'll help you every step of the way, so you can relax and focus on finding your dream home. Visit www.loansbyfisher.com or call 817-308-7361 to schedule a consultation with Paul. MLS number 2018111.
Now back to the show.
All right, welcome back. And as I mentioned in the top side of the show, we spend a segment and we dive into the business topic of the month. This is our third week in November, and the business topic in November is behavioral branding, building brands through actions and culture. So I love this segment because I get to hear it every single week, right? As the host, I get to hear multiple different perspectives on this from folks that either own a different business or are a different member of the community, a leader in the community. So I love hearing the different answers. I'll kick off the conversation here with, kind of a general question, and it relates to the topic at hand, and that is behavioral branding, right? So I guess the question here is, what is your definition of behavioral branding? And we'll go with Dillon, since you're our guest. I want to hear your just again, kind of a high level definition of what do you consider behavioral branding?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's related to doing what you say you're going to do, and your brand. What is it known for, and what is the customer, or what do they think of you, and keeping your word or keeping your brand and the value of it. Your brand equity and what you do and how you operate.
Yeah, I love that. That's absolutely right. All right, Brad, what about you? What's your definition of behavioral branding on a high level? Oh, I don't know if he's frozen or not.
Yeah, must be
All
the
right.
line.
All right, we'll shift gears. Josh, what about you? I want to hear your unique perspective coming from the police force as far as behavioral branding goes.
So it's kind of one of those weird things with branding with the PDs because, a lot of our imaging and everything comes from the city. But at the end of the day, the citizens and the people that come here are our customers, if you will. And so a lot of that is tied into things like what we call procedural justice. It's trying to make sure people have at least feel like their voices are heard, and become part of what the solution is, as opposed to us just going out and going, no, this is the law, this is what's going to happen, and because I said so. So, again, a lot of what it has to do with is the community relations, and the fact that we have such a strong community that's really supportive of us is what's helped us maintain even through some of the tough times, that high branding.
Yeah, 100%. And you guys do a great job of that. Very well regarded, not only here, obviously within the city of Frisco, but I think on the national level as well, as proved by the ratings that we've seen across multiple different publications and things like that. Brad, it looks like you're back. I think you froze up there for a little bit. I want to ask you the same question, just on a high level. What would your definition of behavioral branding be?
Well, branding is your promise to your customer or your client or anyone that you're doing business with. So behavioral branding is behaving in a way that is consistent with that promise. It's doing what you say you'll do, doing it on time, going above and beyond, proactive problem solving. We talked about it. It's just doing all the things that exemplify the brand that you want people to see you for.
Love that. That's great. All right, Lauren, I'm gonna throw it over to you. You can ask the next question.
Awesome. I'd love to hear if, and Dillon, I'll throw this to you, but we talked about consistency a lot when it comes to behavioral branding. So how do you ensure consistency between your brand's promises, like your mission and values that you've identified, and what the actual customer experience is like?
Yeah, so our company is pretty unique in that most of what we do is custom products. So in that, a lot of what we do, the challenges that we face in this area is related to design work up front. And so just understanding what the customer wants and how they perceive and think something is going to come about. We do a lot to allow them to see what the product is going to look like before it's actually built. And that allows us to some of the challenges once it's built, we can face that before. So just asking a lot of questions and a lot of follow-up in the design process helps us, to create a product and a service that really meets what the customer wants and needs. And sometimes they don't even know exactly what they need. They might have a look or have an idea about the product, but some of that, in educating or, being an expert in a certain field comes through, in the follow-up, and the relationship is built through that process, and they're able to see, that you're knowledgeable and know about, your specific product and service. So I think that's part of it that builds the relationship and trust for them in the initial process of designing and building their door and then coming to the install at the end.
I think that's a great answer. And it's all about proactive problem solving, like, understanding what your client needs. And, before that, you can just, give them the solution. And I think I would have a similar question, piggybacking on that, for Brad, that what do you think about proactive problem solving?
So in the context of the work that we do, or I've done with the city, the proactive problem solving is we're part of a proactive system that the city has set up with the boards and commissions, where the community can come in and give their voice and be part of their problem solving. So I want to give them more of the credit for the proactive problem solving and for allowing us to be part of that process. But one thing that they do is bring issues to the public through the boards and commissions. And we can give our feedback and be part of the process to help them identify any potential risks or dangers that maybe they don't see, or they can tell us what they're seeing and we can tell them if we see the same thing. So it's a way for the city to get on board or to validate whatever assumptions they may have about the community, and the same for us to validate any assumptions we have about how the city operates. But from the city perspective, in my involvement as a volunteer with the city, that's been a great experience being part of their proactive problem-solving system with us. On a personal level, the proactive problem-solving that I do is try to identify, what are the what could my clients face if we don't do certain things. So it's helping them look inward and find the solutions to those problems that maybe they don't see without some input and support from me.
That's a great question. So the other question that I had for you was what perspective or what intention that you bring in when you how do you decide that you want to be part of this advisory committee?
Deciding to be a part of it. So I got involved in 2014. I lived in Frisco since 2006. So I'd been here about 8 years. When I moved here, I was suffering from heart failure. And in 2011, I had a heart transplant. So from 2011 to 2014, I was kind of recovering. And then at that point, I started looking to see, what I wanted to do differently. And I really liked what Frisco was doing. I thought we were headed in a very positive direction. So for me, it was just wanting to be part of the success of Frisco. At that time, I didn't see a lot of things that are wrong that needed to be changed, but I wanted to know, what are we doing that puts us on this trajectory of being such a successful city, and how can I continue to be a part of that? So that's what draws me to being involved with the city and these volunteer positions on these boards and commissions, is my ability to kind of ensure that we're continuing along that positive trajectory to make Frisco the best community one of the best communities in the nation.
Yeah, and I remember when I attended the City Hall 101, we went to all the departments,
Right.
and everything was exemplary in Frisco. I think you were doing a great job being there and, advising the city, coming from the community perspective.
Well, that's one thing I want to say about the city is they make it really easy for you to get involved through the programs like the City Hall 101, the Citizens Police Academy, the Citizens Fire Academy. I've done all of those. And once you see how the exemplary job the city is doing, you're just compelled to be a part of it.
Yes. I'm very proud of it.
Well, and I'll say too, Brad, while you're talking, your background there is the Frisco Library, open what, a year and a half ago, something like that.
About a year and a half,
yeah, fantastic facility. So way to showcase one of many things that Frisco has to offer.
Well, this is also an example of getting involved. I was fortunate enough through my involvement to be on the Citizen Bond Committee when we looked at building the new library. So I got to be part of the process of deciding where this was going to be, what size it was going to be. Obviously, it was designed after that, but we got to see all the different variations. And we ended up with this library that's a national world-class library, and we saved probably $70 million in the process above our compared to what we were planning to spend if we built a brand new standalone library. We were able to do some moving of things around to end up with this fantastic facility and save the taxpayers a bunch of money.
Yeah.
Well, that's great. I think with everyone, if we could even kind of dive even deeper and everyone just share, is how do our habits and behaviors impact how those observing us perceive us? And how are they drawn to us, or how do they repel our actions while still resonating with our viewers? So along that line, we're all talking about how we can serve the community in different ways, or our brands, but how do your habits and behaviors impact how those are perceiving you? So Dillon, I'll start with you first, and then we'll go to Brad and then Josh.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, we've kind of talked about the idea of, being professional and, a standard of professionalism and, being punctual, different aspects like that, your dress, different things like that. But I think that that's kind of just a starting point, really. And for me, in building relationships, I think, is the core of what we're talking about. And then trust, ultimately. I think that, being someone that's genuine and really letting yourself come out, and, you want to be professional, but you also want to be approachable, and just make it about them and not yourself. I mean, obviously you want to showcase your product and service and your company, but I think the most successful way to build a relationship is to listen to the customer and find out what they need and what they desire.
Yeah, that's so true. I mean, the biggest thing I think that I've learned this year is to be more relational versus transactional. And that makes a huge, huge difference. So what about you, Brad?
Well, I think people mimic people that are doing the things they want to do and being involved in things they want to be involved in. So I consider it my responsibility as a volunteer with the city to show up in a way that makes them want to get involved. Because part of us doing what we do for the city of Frisco is setting an example that people want to follow. And if we're doing things and behaving in ways that turn them off, they may not get involved. We may lose out on that talent and that input from people who are turned off by the behavior. We see it in politics all the time. It's difficult to get people to run for city council not because of the behavior of our city council members, but because of the election process and how divisive that is. We're very fortunate to have a city council that is very, very centrist on a lot of the issues, national issues, and they're focused solely on the local issues. So while we don't have our local politicians are not divisive, some of the national politics rolls over into Frisco because we have those same voters that are voting in Frisco. Mm-hmm. So it's our job to, as representatives of the community, to just behave in a way that makes people proud of what we're doing and want to be involved and to see us being involved. I go to a lot of activities in the city, and there are just a handful of people that do. And I think if those of us that didn't get involved, and people didn't see us involved, then even fewer might be involved. So it's just a way of exemplifying behavior that we want to incentivize people to carry on behind us.
Yeah. And Josh, I'm sure for you, it's, I was raised by a police officer, so I'm sure that you have a little input on how, that is in even just being a police officer.
Yeah. So I think the biggest problem, and this is with pretty much any law enforcement agency, is it's not just the habits and the behaviors of our own officers that we have to deal with. It's anytime any agency makes the news across the country now, it's they just gets applied across the board. And I think that's where Brad's absolutely right. That community driven and interactions, making sure that we maintain those really high standards, and also that we're out in the community and that we're showing everybody that lives here and works here that there's things that go on across the country, but not here in Frisco. And again, we've got a great relationship with our community. And one of the things that falls under kind of our purview is social media. One of our officers does our social media. But anytime something comes out, it's all, it's regardless of where it is in the country, people will start talking on some of our posts. And the great thing about the city is the citizens here stick up for us on our social media. Like, we don't have to hardly do anything at all. It's the people that live here go, you don't live here, you don't know what it's like. That might be true there, but it's not here. And that's all because of the relationships that the department's built through the years.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So, Brad, I had a question for you. You were telling me about some initiative that you're starting very soon, or you're in the process of starting. You want to tell us about that?
Well, let me back up. A few years ago, I kind of went through my own personal transformation. I was overweight, and I decided that I wanted to lose weight. It was that simple. But in the process, I discovered a lot of great resources for just personal growth and self-mastery, and did a really deep dive into that and learned a lot of great things that I thought everyone should know, because there's some really super simple techniques to help people achieve their goals and dreams. So I've been working with a lot of people and individuals on that, and I find that it was sometimes alienating when talking to business owners, because they didn't see the connection with how a personal coaching type of situation could help them at the business level. So I've created an organization or an entity that I call the MacJoy Innovation Lab that is aimed at the small, medium businesses. It's really aimed at any entrepreneur or business owner who has been in business for a few years, say, and they feel like they're stuck. They've reached a plateau, and now they're trying to figure out how do they innovate their business. So they start looking for external resources. Who do I need to hire? What skills do I need? What do I need to retrain? So what I do is take these things.
Hey, Brad, I'm sorry to interrupt real quick. So we're going to have to take a commercial break. What I want to do is just pause that real quick, and let's pick that up in the spotlight section, which will be coming up next. So
okay, great.
I know you're doing a lot of great things around that, so we'll definitely hear about that. But let's take a real quick commercial break, and we'll come back and we'll dive into that here in a second.
And now a word from a few of our amazing sponsors that make the Difference Radio, live stream, and podcast network possible.
Total Care Emergency Room now has 9 locations in the DFW Metroplex. With no appointment needed, our incredible staff will get you checked in with no wait times. Our 5-star facility is open and fully staffed 24/7. We offer extensive treatment options for patients of all ages, providing on-site labs and imaging equipment, including CT, X-ray, and ultrasound, allowing us to provide fast, convenient care for our community. Total Care ER is your neighborhood emergency room. TotalCare.us.
Unwanted pests in your home can be stressful. From creepy crawlies to critters under the floorboards, they disrupt your peace of mind. But don't worry. All Pest Solutions is here to help. We offer a comprehensive range of safe and effective pest control solutions. We target all types of pests, big or small, including insects, rodents, and wildlife. All Pest Solutions, your local experts for a pest-free home. Breathe easy and enjoy your life again. Call today for a free quote. 972-442-1169 or email us at customerservice@allpestsolutions.com.
To belong is one of our most basic human needs. Best Buddies International is the world's largest organization dedicated to ending the social isolation of 200 million individuals who have intellectual and developmental disabilities. We focus on meaningful one-to-one friendships, integrated employment, leadership development, and inclusive living. You have the power to make an impact, create change, and champion our mission of inclusion today.
We are Cloud Staff, enabling remarkable growth for businesses everywhere with our pioneering enterprise-grade remote work solutions. We are on a mission to help business owners scale while reducing costs by matching you with an amazing staff, mobilizing your team, and helping manage business performance, making us the #1 workplace as remote work gets done. Connect with us to access the world's top talent and discover how we can enable remarkable growth for your business.
And now, back to the show.
All right, welcome back. All right, we're going to press the unpause button now that we're in our segment of the spotlight guest segment. This is where we like to get into kind of the whys and the hows of, what inspired you to start your business. So when you started talking about that, Brad, I'm like, oh, this is way, this is perfect for this segment.
A little premature, yeah.
No, that's okay. That's okay. But I love your story. It's super inspiring. So I'm going to officially press on pause and let you kind of pick it back up where you were.
Okay, so the essence is that with this new venture, the MacJoy Innovation Lab, is just to work with more groups, whether it's a business, nonprofit, just more larger scale entities that feel like they've stuck and they're not able to innovate, or they're trying to figure out how to innovate. And what I found is a lot of the stuff that I learned working with individuals applies to businesses, because we're really working on the people. It's not really about the business, it's about the people and their behaviors and how they look at the business. So we focus on innovating from within. So let's do a lot of the same things we learned about that I apply to individuals for, what is your why? What are your core beliefs and values? And what are your goals? Who do you need to be to get there? Those types of things. We apply those to the business. And often I find that there's a lot that's overlooked within the business that can lead to innovation without having to add more expense and complexity with adding staff or new tool sets or things like that. It's just really a mind shift and being open to taking advantage of your internal resources that are overlooked. So that's why I tell people I like to help people uncover unseen opportunities.
Love that. That's awesome. So you've shared a few things about, really what's kind of changed your life, right? And some really life-changing things, a heart transplant, making the decision to self-improve and lose weight. So I'm guessing those were your inspirations, but what's your why? What's driven you to get so involved in Frisco and make some of these massive life changes that you've made?
Well, through my own transformation, I came across the concept that joy is the ultimate measure of success. So really, that's my why, is just to create as much joy as I can in the world for the people around me.
That's
awesome. That's the currency, right?
Doesn't get much simpler than that.
Exactly.
That's awesome. Well, you're doing great things, Brad. Keep it up.
Appreciate
you sharing some of your personal anecdotes. It's super inspiring. So thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Dillon, I want to shift gears over to you. Unique business, right? Family-owned business. Tell us the road that got you there, and what inspires you, and what's your why?
Yeah, so I mean, it's really my family. When I was 16, they started the business, and it really goes back to a family that helped us start the business that had already been in ironworks for 10 years. So they've been doing it for 30, and we've been doing it for 20. And my family is just, artistic and creative. And so I think a lot of that comes out to just art and design, and then construction background. So, just giving people, a way to express themselves. And I mean, most of the projects we work on are pretty large, custom homes. So it's kind of one more element, that completes people's dream home. So, and I mean, what drives us is really our faith. We're Christians, and we just believe that, God has given us this opportunity to do this business and meet people and serve them. And we think that, in doing it the right way, that we're a blessing to others. So that's really what drives us and gives us meaning to keep doing the business, and then just find ways in our community, whether it's through our church or other ways, to be involved and do things that, help other people around us, and just further the meaning of our business, outside of what we do on a typical day.
That's awesome. You guys have some powerful whys right there. I love it. And this is why I love this segment, because we do get to learn more and have you guys share with our audience, who, again, our target audience is small business owners, entrepreneurs, and community leaders. So love hearing those whys and those stories of how you got to that. That's where it's at right there. Well, appreciate you guys sharing that about your lives. I do want to ask Officer Lavelle, what drove you to get into the police force? And was Dallas your first gig as a police officer? But what inspired you to get into the profession you're in?
Yeah, so Dallas was my first agency. I'd always had an interest in public service, and at the time, Dallas was one of the places to be. And so that was where I started. They gave me the opportunity, and I jumped at it. And 5 years into it, we found out we were having our second child, and I went, I can't really afford to continue at this pace, because they're going through all their budget crisis and everything back then, where there were furlough days, and I was actually making less money then than I had made in their academy. So it was time, and my wife said, "Hey, look, I'd really like you to work somewhere a little safer." So Frisco was close. There's a lot of opportunity here back then. It was really a growing town 11 years ago, and it continues to be that way. So opportunity has always been real big here. The ability to move around and do different things is one of the things that's really great about this agency.
Awesome. Yeah, well, the land of opportunity, Frisco definitely qualifies for that. So we're glad to have you here in Frisco, and appreciate you sharing a little bit about your background as well. With that, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back and do our final segment, and that's called What's the Difference? So stick around. We will be right back.
At the Community Difference Business Development Alliance, powered by the Difference Media LLC, our mission is to empower small business owners by transcending acceptable behaviors and outcomes into exceptional realms. We foster a culture of self-awareness, accountability, and proactive engagement, guiding individuals to recognize and overcome indifference towards transformative actions, habits, behaviors, and processes driving meaningful change. Through strategic networking, impactful content creation, and innovative top-of-mind strategies, we cultivate brand relevance and differentiation, enabling our partners and the Difference community to stand out in crowded markets. With a focus on building authentic connections, amplifying brand presence, and driving sustainable growth, we equip entrepreneurs with the tools and mindset to navigate the complexities of entrepreneurship with confidence, innovation, and resilience. Together, we aim to be the catalyst for difference makers, propelling them towards their highest potential and leaving a lasting impact on their businesses and communities. That's where our community podcasts come in. These podcasts lie directly at the intersection of innovative business development and community involvement, helping to bridge the gap between small business obscurity often seen in our communities. The community-based podcasts called the Community Difference Series are an integral part of integrating all facets of modern business development into a package of great content, positive impact branding, and top-of-mind presence, thus fulfilling the greater mission we set forth. When we set out to be difference makers, we can learn to make a difference and find the success and impact innately desired by all business owners and entrepreneurs. We are difference makers.
And now it's time for What's the Difference?
All right, welcome back. This is our final segment, and it's called What's the Difference, as you heard in that sounder. So I'm going to ask a question, and you're going to tell me what the difference is between the two things that I ask. And the question I'm going to ask here is related to networking, right? So we all do networking, whether it's building a business or getting involved in the community and the police force situation. But the question here is going to be, what's the difference between strategic networking and traditional networking? And Dillon, let's go ahead and start with you.
Yeah, so I mean, strategic networking is more targeted, and it's more intentional. And so I think in a lot of traditional networking events, they're large and there's a lot of people. Sometimes it's multiple people that do the same thing. So I think it makes it's more challenging to be intentional and to have deeper relationships with everybody that's at the event, where some of the more strategic networking events, maybe smaller or geared towards a certain industry, it's easier to be more intentional and to follow up and to build deeper relationships over time.
Yeah.
Love that. Great answer. All right, Brad, what about you?
I think the difference really lies in the intention. What is your intention for the networking event you're attending? And if your intention is to go there for a specific outcome, that maybe you consider that strategic networking. I know people who will look at an event and say, well, there's nothing I'm going to get out of that event, so I'm not going to go. They're trying to be very strategic. And then traditional networking, which is really what I prefer, and I think it still is strategic networking, is going to an event or an activity or networking event just open to what might happen. And I think that's where the magic happens, is when you don't necessarily have an agenda and you just go with the flow, and you meet who you meet, you get to know about them, and you meet somebody else you know about them, and then eventually you find some commonalities and helping people connect. And I think for me, the traditional networking actually is more strategic.
Yeah, that's great insight. I like that. All right, who wants to go next? All right, Meena, what do you got?
So I would agree with Brad, and I think strategic networking is important, and we cannot say that it's it's not relevant. But I feel it's more about human relations, because after all, it's about, being human and having the relationship. It's so strategic is maybe more intentional, but traditional networking is also important, because you don't know where you would, get that next client, or where you can help somebody who might be having some problem, and you might have a solution, or you might know a person that you might, connect them to. So I feel that both are important, but of course, strategic in networking, I think, is more intentional in nature. That's all.
Yeah, I'll add to that I think that strategic networking is more transactional, and traditional networking is more relational.
Relational, yes.
It's interesting because I see it reversed. I think of like traditional networking as being transactional, and it's like, I'm just going to pass out the business cards and I'm going to take the business cards, but I have no intention necessarily or following through, where it's almost like speed dating. And I see strategic networking as being more about building those relationships and going, okay, who are some people that that I know that I can serve, either with the referrals that I can send them, just the relationships I've already developed with others, or that I know I could, I don't know, send some business their way. So for me, like in travel, like an event planner or somebody, a wedding planner, perhaps, where I could help with honeymoons and I could refer brides to them for their services. So more of that synergistic relationship.
It's so interesting because I was thinking along the same line as Lauren, but I think actually if you take the tradition, and I think this is what Brad and Meena even said, to me, if you take the traditional way that you're going to a networking event, it isn't just to collect business cards. It's actually to have conversations and to see how can I connect with that person. And maybe they don't have anything to do with my business, but who can I connect them and give them value? And then it comes back to, I remember that Debbie girl because she didn't have anything I needed, but she connected me with someone else, and now they refer you to someone else. So I think, honestly, if you take a strategic mindset in a traditional networking atmosphere, then they can work together.
Exactly.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That's awesome. Who else wants to add? Who hasn't? I got Lauren. You've already kind of chimed in, and I originally had your take as well, but I like how you can kind of look at it both ways.
Yeah, it's a good conversation.
So there's one thing that I wanted to add. So what Lauren was saying, that I would, so the difference between strategic and traditional networking, the framework still remains the same. You still have to follow through. You still want to give value, and you still have the intention. It's just that you do not necessarily have that as the top of your mind, that, okay, I just going to talk to somebody or network with somebody, who would only help me or my business. So, I mean, I'm just coming from that perspective, Lauren.
Yeah.
I'm saying that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's having a mindset of service.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree. And I like that aspect of it. Landon, I think you had something that you wanted to add to the conversation.
Yeah, because I love this conversation. I love the topic. I look at traditional networking as referral based, as referral dependent.
Oh.
So I'm going there to find a referral. It's about me. It's about me. When I think of strategic, I'm going somewhere. Here's the thing. We're all going to meet somebody for the first time. We have to get to know them, right? But when you're going, do you have a strategy of how you can help them? Or is your strategy only how they can help you? Is your objective, if you get in there and you feel like this person can't send me any referrals, this person doesn't know anybody that can help me, and you leave that situation and you don't re-engage and you don't follow back up, you're never going to know, because everybody knows somebody that needs what you offer.
Right.
I think that is also about value addition, Landon. Because I don't know, my personal mission always has been that if I'm talking to somebody, they should, at least when they leave me, they should get something of value if I can add to their conversation or their life, or even give them some kind of resource or help they might be needing. So I feel that's where the value addition also come in strategic. I think that's what you mean.
So, well, it is what I mean. It is what I mean. But what I'm really meaning, and I've been doing this for 30 years, and I've sat at a lot of coffees and a lot of lunches and left there feeling like I'm never going to get that time back. And I think everybody has done that at some point in time.
Yes.
So the strategy that you have to have going in is not necessarily a wait and see. How many of us have had to meet 6, 7, 10 times before we finally found a synergy? So if we don't go into those conversations with a purpose, with a direction, with an intent, and that is not transactional. The intent is to serve, right?
Yes.
So when I'm going to meet somebody, I'm going to have some thoughts and ideas, and I'm going to ask some probing questions so that I can get a better idea of what their pain points are. And if you've done your research on them before you meet them, you know really a little bit about their industry, you're going to know a lot of what the pain points are. So if I'm sitting there and I'm talking to you, Meena, and I know what you do, I know what your pain points are, I can deliver at that moment, that very first moment. Nina, I know 3 people that can help you in situations that you might need some help in. What about this? That's strategic to me because I have just impressed them. I didn't walk in there empty-handed. I didn't walk in there without a thought process of what we were going to talk about other than kids and grandkids.
Yeah.
Text message from Lisa.
And I think that the key too for me when I'm looking at forming a new relationship, meeting somebody, it's looking for that like-mindedness aspect. It's not what we can do directly. Maybe there is something there, maybe there isn't, but it's more the strategic, like Debbie said, connecting, ability to connect, and I think what a lot of us have touched on. So that's definitely how I look at things. What I'm going to do real quick.
One more question to you, Brian, on that.
Yeah.
How many times have we gone in and we're all told that you've got to build rapport, you got to get to know them, and that all of that is true. But then after it's over, nothing happens. You don't hear from them again. They don't hear from you. So if you don't have a strategy at the end of that networking face-to-face to re-engage, chances are you won't re-engage. Even though you both next time at a networking meeting you see each other, you're like, hey man, we need to get back together. That was a great meeting. We need to really, talk. I think we can help each other. And then nothing happens because there's no strategy.
Right.
Yeah. It goes to, setting a plan, setting an agenda and making it time bound. Right. And a lot of times we walk out of those meetings and we don't have any of those boxes checked. So it's a great way to really think about that before you get into your next meeting is, okay, how do I leave this with an actionable plan, a time-bound, actionable plan? Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, Tracy, like it.
Thanks for watching. She chimed in. That's right. That's exactly right. All right. Hey, guys, we're up against it. What I'm going to do is quickly read the Webster Dictionary version of the answer to that question. Traditional networking is more opportunistic, focusing on expanding a broad network of contacts without a strong emphasis on long-term strategy or purpose. So it gets to exactly what we're talking about from a traditional standpoint. Strategic networking is intentional, focused on cultivating meaningful relationships that are aligned with specific goals and have long-term value. It's a more proactive, planned, keyword planned approach to networking. So there you have it. I think that was great discussion. I wish we had more time to keep noodling that around because I think it is a great topic, but I think we did hit most of the main points in that. So with that, guys, we're pretty much out of time, but what I want to do is go around the horn real quickly to our guests, let you guys just remind the audience who you are, what you do, and answer the following question for me. What's your key takeaway from the show today? Brad, we'll start with you.
Brad Sharp, I help people uncover unseen opportunities. I really enjoy working with individuals and organizations to help them overcome their challenges and limiting beliefs to become the person and entity or organization they're trying to be. And my key takeaway from this is kind of reiterating what I said at the beginning. It's just about community. It's seeing all the different points of view. We're all talking about things from our own perspectives, and we're all getting along and creating something that's greater than the individual parts of us if we were to do it independently. So it's just the community.
Awesome.
Love it. Thank you, sir. Dillon, what about you?
So Dillon Chilcoat, Monte Cristo Ironworks, we design and build custom one-of-a-kind doors. And I think what I, even in preparing for this and coming on and hearing different people's stories on the panel, I think I've just been impressed by how involved people are in the community, and just to be reminded and encouraged to do things not as a way to get something out of it right away, but just to build the community and to make a difference in people's lives. So I think, just like on that last question, coming into networking as a way to build community and not to get referrals is more healthy. It's a long-term approach and takes time, but that's actually how networking and things happen, is by building real relationships.
Awesome. Love it. Those are great insights, guys. Thank you so much for being on the show today. All three of you guys, great guests, great insights. Thank you so much.
Thank you for
my
having us.
three co-hosts. Thank you guys for being my co-host today. Great to see all of you. With that, we've got to jump, but we'll be back next week. We do have a Thanksgiving special that we're going to record tomorrow. We'll be back in December with a new business topic. So until then, have a fun, happy, safe weekend, and we'll see you later. Bye-bye.
Thank you for watching today's show.
The Community Difference Frisco is made possible by Brian Poduska with Real Property Management Focus, Paul Fisher with Certainty Home Lending, Bethany Rowland with the Beer Rowland Realty Group, Tracy Churchman with Best Buddies, Jacqueline Kreider with PBJ Mortgage, Debbie Watson with Team Watson Redeemers, Ethan Donovan with the Donovan Creative Agency, Meena Singh, college counselor and prep coach, and by Lauren Gill with My Live, Love, Travel. The Community Difference Frisco. Together, we can make the difference.